In the heart of human history, there is a document that has shaped the world in ways few can fathom. The Psalms, a collection of ancient Hebrew prayers and hymns, have been a cornerstone of faith for both Jews and Christians for millennia. They are not just words on a page. They are a mirror reflecting the deepest human emotions: joy, sorrow, fear, and hope. Imagine a world where the cries of the oppressed and the songs of the faithful have been captured in poetry that has stood the test of time. This is the world of the Psalms, a world that continues to resonate with us today. The Psalms are a unique part of the Hebrew Bible, a collection of 150 poems that are as diverse as they are profound. They are traditionally attributed to King David, a figure who looms large in both Jewish and Christian traditions. David, the shepherd boy who became a king, is often portrayed as the author of these psalms, though modern scholarship suggests that many were written by different authors over several centuries. Regardless of their authorship, the Psalms have become a source of comfort, inspiration, and spiritual guidance for countless generations. One of the most striking aspects of the Psalms is their raw emotional honesty. Unlike many religious texts that offer platitudes or moralistic teachings, the Psalms are unapologetically human. They express the full range of human emotions, from the depths of despair to the heights of joy. For example, Psalm 6 is a heartfelt cry for help in the face of illness and enemies. The psalmist pleads with God, saying, "O Lord, rebuke me not in your anger, nor discipline me in your wrath." Psalm chapter 6, verses 1. This is a plea that resonates with anyone who has ever felt overwhelmed by life's challenges. On the other hand, Psalm 100 is a joyful hymn of praise, inviting all to come before the Lord with thanksgiving. It declares, "Make a joyful noise to the Lord, all the earth. Serve the Lord with gladness. Come into his presence with singing." Psalm chapter 100, verses 1 to 2. The contrast between these psalms is a testament to the psalm's ability to capture the full spectrum of human experience. The psalms also provide a window into the nature of God, as understood by the ancient Israelites. God is portrayed as both a just and merciful deity. In Psalm 94, the psalmist calls out to God as the God of vengeance, asking for justice to be done. This image of a vengeful God might seem harsh, but it is balanced by the many psalms that emphasize God's mercy and compassion. Psalm 103 offers a beautiful reflection on God's character, describing him as one who forgives all your iniquity and heals all your diseases. Psalm chapter 103, verses 3. This dual nature of God, both just and merciful, reflects the complex relationship between humanity and the divine. Another important theme in the Psalms is the idea of God as the creator and sustainer of the world. The God of the Psalms is not a distant, abstract deity, but an active presence in the world. Psalm 104, for example, is a poetic description of God's creation, from the vast oceans to the towering mountains. It emphasizes God's ongoing care for the natural world, stating, "These all look to you to give them their food in due season. When you give it to them, they gather it up. When you open your hand, they are filled with good things." Psalm chapter 104, verses 27 to 28. This image of God as a provider and sustainer is a powerful reminder of the interconnectedness of all creation. The Psalms also play a significant role in the relationship between God and the individual. Many of the Psalms are personal prayers, expressing the psalmist's hopes, fears, and desires. Psalm 130, for instance, is a poignant plea for God's mercy, beginning with the words, "Out of the depths I cry to you, O Lord, Lord, hear my voice." Psalm chapter 130, verses 1 to 2. This psalm captures the deep sense of vulnerability and trust that the psalmist places in God. It is a reminder that God is not just a cosmic force, but a personal presence who listens to the cries of his people. The connection between the Psalms and the monarchy is another important aspect of their significance. Many of the Psalms are closely tied to the royal court and the temple in Jerusalem. The temple was not just a place of worship, but also a symbol of the divine presence in the midst of the people. Psalms like 2 and 110, which speak of the king as God's anointed, were likely used in royal rituals and ceremonies. These psalms reinforce the idea that the human king is a representative of the divine king, a concept that has deep roots in ancient Near Eastern thought. Jerusalem, the city of David, is a central theme in the Psalms. The city is often described as a place of divine presence and protection. Psalm 48, for example, celebrates Jerusalem as the joy of all the earth and a city that God will defend. The idea of Jerusalem as a sacred city has had a profound influence on both Jewish and Christian traditions. The belief that God would protect Jerusalem from its enemies was a source of hope and confidence, even in times of crisis. The Psalms also reflect the importance of the Torah, the law of God, in the life of the community. Psalm 1, often considered the introduction to the entire Psalter, sets the tone by describing the righteous person as one who meditates on the law day and night. Psalm 119, the longest psalm, is a detailed reflection on the Torah, expressing the psalmist's deep love and commitment to God's law. The Torah is seen as a source of wisdom and guidance, a path to a well-ordered life. This emphasis on the Torah reflects the importance of obedience to God's commandments in the religious life of the ancient Israelites. The Psalms have had a lasting impact on both Jewish and Christian traditions. In Judaism, the Psalms are a central part of daily prayer and liturgy. They are recited in synagogues and at home, providing a framework for expressing gratitude, seeking guidance, and finding comfort. In Christianity, the Psalms have been incorporated into the liturgy and are a key part of the lectionary, the cycle of readings used in worship. The New Testament frequently quotes from the Psalms, and early Christian writers saw many of the Psalms as prophetic references to Jesus. For example, Psalm 22, which describes a person suffering on a cross, is often seen as a foreshadowing of Christ's crucifixion. The different ways in which Jews and Christians have interpreted the Psalms reflect the unique perspectives of each tradition. Jews have often read the Psalms as a form of divine instruction, using them to understand and apply the Torah. Christians, on the other hand, have tended to see the Psalms as prophecy, finding in them references to Jesus and the Christian message. These interpretations have shaped the ways in which each tradition approaches the Psalms and their place in religious life. For modern readers, the Psalms offer a rich resource for spiritual reflection and personal growth. They provide a language for expressing the full range of human emotions and a framework for engaging with the divine. Whether one is a devout believer or a curious seeker, the Psalms have something to offer. They are a testament to the enduring power of faith and the human quest for meaning. In conclusion, the Psalms are more than just ancient poems. They are a living tradition that continues to speak to us today. They challenge us to be honest about our feelings, to seek God's presence in our lives, and to find hope in the midst of adversity. The Psalms remind us that we are not alone in our struggles, and that there is a divine presence that is always with us. They are a timeless treasure, a gift from the past that has the power to shape the present and the future.